Hello, you got a trip to Australia over the course of the weekend. Weather-wise, you got a bit of wet weather into a few spots. It's mainly for the southeast, and you can see that little line of colour. Like you've been to the paint shop and said, some red and green, please, and then you go, like that. It's a decent front, but all the while as it's moving its way east, notice how it just starts to thin, get a bit more fragmented, moth-eaten. The energy is easing away, but it still does bring a wet spell to parts of Victoria and New South Wales. Behind it, there's a cooler westerly flow that sets in, quietening down. You still might get a few showers into that, but there's your main front, and notice the area of wet weather. So it does come in across South Australia. You get the rain as well through the course of the day into places like Melbourne. That will work its way east. Our high hangs on across eastern parts of New South Wales and as well for Queensland. But with the flow around the high like that, it's the onshore flow for parts of Queensland. So with that, you get a few coastal showers. There's our front by the time we get into the early part of Sunday, easing its way through, probably just about through Melbourne. Then you're improving. This little bubble here, that's the next high. So it's just in, it's out, it's not sitting and lingering for days. But you might need your raincoat if you're going to be heading to a few southeastern areas. Adelaide, Melbourne, there you go. Only about 18, 19 degrees with a few of those showers. Probably a longer spell of rain for Hobart. More meat on the front, that's 18. Sydney is okay, but don't be surprised going into the second half of the weekend, some rain to come in. Brisbane, onshore flow. Those are those showers to come in. And even Alice Springs, I think, improving 27. Heading out west with the westerly flow, it just peppers in some showers to Perth. We head up north, onshore flow gives you the showers there in Cairns, but temperature-wise, you're doing fine. And Darwin, 33. Running our way through the end of the weekend and early next week. No big mean uglies. If anything, this weather system clears away. It does linger on the east coast, so a place like Sydney, going up to southeastern parts of Queensland, get some wet weather. The high just sits around, moves down, dances his way through, and then the next front, you barely even notice it, that just slips his way in across the Southern Ocean. Going further west, this is the main ridge axis, so if you're close to that, the weather is decent. Further north, easterly flow, which has a bit more oomph and moisture into it. Notice the area blue there. So along the Queensland coast from Brisbane right the way north to Cairns into early next week, looks like those little raincoats could come in handy. That's the weather for now.